we would like to invite you to join the course on international economic law and the green transition, which we will be teaching together in the upcoming semester. Is globalization coming to an end? The default framework, so to say, since the end of Cold War has been that of more open trade, greater movements of peoples, movement of goods, the idea that the car is no longer manufactured at one place but at many places with spare parts moving across the world before being assembled into a car at a totally different place. This is the idea of globalization. A world underpinned by a series of rules and jurisprudential ideas that foster trade, openness and greater integration. In order to answer the opening question, whether globalization will come to an end, it is therefore necessary to know and answer what are the pillars of law that globalization stands on.
This question has become particularly pressing in the context of the green transition and counteracting climate change. We need to ask how the environmental commitments can be reconciled in practice with trade and investment demands. So, what are the principles and values that the countries employ to trade with each other? These rules have been part of the sub-discipline of international economic law called international trade law. The rising trade tensions in the global trading system have called for reform and modernization of the World Trade Organization. What if the current multilateral trade rules are not able to keep up with the challenges in the digital economy? How to rethink trade policies to promote environmental goods and services to contribute to tackle climate change? What would be the functionalities of the European Union's recent proposal on carbon border adjustment mechanisms to avoid carbon leakage? And what are the implications for its trading partners? The international trade law part of this course will address these questions and concerns, and it will underscore the relationship between trade rules and non-trade values, such as environmental protection, public health, and human rights.
But international commerce is not just driven by the will of the states, but primarily by private actors, commercial companies engaged in international exchanges. In the second part of our course, focused on international business law, we will look at these actors and their functioning. What business forms do they take and how do they form multinational enterprises? What drives global supply chains and how can they be made more reliable but also more ethical and environmentally friendly, especially in the times of recurring disruptions such as the COVID-19 pandemic and the war in Ukraine. Finally, what are the contractual principles that govern agreements when traders are located in different countries? And how do you make sure that your partners perform their obligations if they are located on the other side of the world? All these questions and more will be addressed at our classes in international business law.
The last decade has brought bilateral investment treaties and free trade agreements to coffee tables and dinner parties, a potpourri melange of ideas of climate change, capitalism, resource dependency, and role of the state, all coming together on discussion on free trade. The course will use the illustrations of Energy Charter Treaty and Vattenfall controversy to look at these treaties. We will also take a bird's eye view of what these treaties are, what goes into making of these treaties, and what are these principles of national treatment, fair and equitable treatment that has caught the attention of climate change activists and governments all over the world. Alongside, we will also try to see the perspective of both the investors as well as the recipient countries.